Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be talking about the top 10 best Marvel movies ever made in the Marvel Universe. Number 10. On our number 10 spot we have Avengers Infinity War. A decade of careful breadcrumbs planted across dozens of movies culminating in a jaw-dropping finale, remarkable both in terms of its ambition and execution. Infinity War brought together pretty much every character that had been seen on screen in the previous 10 years to take on Thanos and stop his plan to wipe out half of all life in the universe. The pitched battle between the forces of Earth and an alien army was stunning cinema, and the shocking cliffhanger ending was one of the biggest cultural moments of the year. Snap! Number 9. On our number 9 spot we have SpiderMan Far From Home. The most recent entry and the first of Phase 4 follows Peter Parker as he attempts to live some semblance of a normal teenager life after the traumatic event of Avengers Endgame. But a class trip to Europe and a chance to share his true feelings with MJ goes awry when Earth is besieged by elementals, being of pure fire, earth, air and water, and Spider-Man is forced to team up with the enigmatic Mysterio to protect his classmates and various European landmarks. Number 8. Number 8 spot is Avengers Endgame. There's a moment in the event movie to Endgame all event movies when you realize that what writers Stephen McFeely and Christopher Marcus have done is to go full Harry Potter and the Cursed Child all over the MCU. If your mind could throw up a little bit in its mouth, it would. Once you learn to accept this Hail Hydra and a few others, you can settle in. Okay, once you get past the glum first 45 minutes, you can settle in for Y Stark, Professor Hulk, Fat Thor, Doctor Strange holding up one finger, Black Widow, and Captain Marvel kicking ass, both emotionally and physically. In well-seen post but enjoyable ways, literally almost every character you've ever met having a moment. It's a messy but epic baton pass in the form of an angsty portal-powered mega battle, and we're not going to lie, we've watched those audience reaction videos and they too are a thing of joy. Number 7. Number 7 spot, it's Captain Marvel. Marvel's biggest mistake in the entire MCU canon was not commissioning Captain Marvel sooner. The film, which is set in the past, sees the rise of Marvel as she discovers her origin story and develops her powers. The only real flaw in the film is that it doesn't convincingly explain what happened to Marvel between the end of the title and what's to come years later in Endgame. Number 6. Number 6 we have Iron Man. The first MCU title is still one of the best. Released way back in 2008, Iron Man debuted just a year after the first iPhone was introduced. At the time, Thanos was just a tiny thought in the bigger MCU world. Despite its age, the title hasn't aged terribly. Stark's trademark stubbornness and erogenous is prepared throughout the film and only increases when he breaks free from his kidnappers and creates the first metallic suit. From there, Stark's legacy is assured. Number 5. Number 5 is AntMan. Who doesn't love a heist movie? Paul Rudd's MCU debut acted as something of a palate cleanser after the heavy, earth-shattering event of Age of Ultron. Rudd plays Scott Lang, a reformed criminal who teams up with Hank Pym and his daughter to keep Pym's shrinking technology from falling into the wrong hands. The film description of quantum physics couldn't hold much water at sea, but it's terrific fun, thanks in part to Michael Peña's star turn as Lang's former cellmate Lewis. Number 4. Number 4, Spider-Man Homecoming. The third attempt to bring a new take on Spider-Man to screens in just 15 years, Spider-Man Homecoming could easily have felt a bit been there, done that, but director John Watts and lead actor Tom Holland breathed new life into the superhero, making Spidey feel more modern, fresh, and really quite charming. The introducing of Downey Jr.'s Iron Man as a key character in the plot situates the film nicely into the broader Marvel Cinematic Universe without feeling heavy-handed. and the balancing of Spider-Man's action-packed adventuring with Parker's everyday high school drama makes for a character that is more relatable than previous iterations. There's plenty of cool web slinging and day saving, but it's the humanity of the film that shines through the propel it to a top spot on our list. Number 3. Number 3 is Black Panther. With Black Panther, director Ryan Coogler broke the superhero film mold in many respects, elevating the genre in such a way that it managed to please both fans and critics, to the extent that it became the first superhero film to be nominated for an Academy Awards Best Picture going earlier this year. Basically, everything about this film is just great. The casting, the costumes, the plot, the performances, the setting of the secretly technologically advanced nation of Wakanda is a true cinematic treat. And Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa is matched by an unusually three-dimensional villain in the form of Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger, whose backstory gives pause for thought beyond a simple good versus evil narrative. Add in multiple female characters who each have more substances than more superhero films. Entire cast put together, the Black Panther is the perfect example of how good Marvel film can be. Number 2. Thor Ragnarok. Taika Waititi's Thor, as it shall be known in future cinephile circles, came close to the top spot because it is, quite simply, a masterpiece. A spacey day glow gang glow, a minute masterpiece, switching up the sometimes grating Marvel sass and the not quite working Thor formula for something heaps more awkward and genuinely odd. Ragnarok is postmodern, but not in a wanky way, and by far the funniest Marvel movie to date. Kate Blanchett's villain Hela doesn't get the zingers, sure, but Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie is a drunken delight, and well, then there's Jeff Goldblum. Every detail of the story of Thor and Hulk's side mission and the defense of Asgard has been meticulously put together in the manner of a trippy indie film. All the more impressive when you consider this a huge Disney flick. And the number one best movie Marvel ever made is Guardians of the Galaxy. From its opening sequence where Chris Pratt's Star-Lord danced through an abandoned alien vault on a distant planet to come and get your love, it was clear that Guardians of the Galaxy would bring something truly alien to the MCU. It was not a well-known comic, but the film provided a much-needed shot of humor and color into a series that was in danger of becoming a little too serious following the event of The Winter Soldier. With a soundtrack of his 70s and 80s bangers and the charismatic Pratt at the helm of a band of entertaining misfits, it became an instant fan favorite. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. Thank you. Peace out, boys.